Welcome back. Mr. David Siluka serves as the Deputy Director of Corporate Communications and Marketing at the Electoral Commission of Namibia. With the ongoing voter registration process ahead of the November 2024 elections, he now joins us virtually this evening for an update on the process. Mr. Siluka, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Daily Roundup.
Good evening and good evening to the viewers. Thank you for having me.
Mr. Siluka, how's the current voter registration process, across Namibia going?
Well, I must say, we have observed a better turnout so far. If you look at the results that we have released today, we have surpassed the 1.1 million eligible registration of voters in accordance with our latest statistics. As you look at where I am currently, it's just that I couldn't stand outside, but I'm actually visiting the registration points in around Windhoek, and I'm currently visiting the registration point, one of our permanent registration points at the gift shop. That is the old municipality in Katutura Central Constituency, just to come and have a look and feel of how the registration process is continuing as we draw closer to the end of the registration period. And what we have observed is that at this current point where I am, not really a lot of people are coming through, mainly because maybe it has been the registration points permanent, fixed. It has been there for the past, since the commencement of the general registration of voters on the 3rd of June. But the first time I came here in the first week of the registration process, the point was quite packed. So we can see that as we move closer to the registration, to the end of the registration process, we can see some improvement in terms of voter turnout in the constituencies. We have seen or recorded quite a good number in terms of other regions, such as if you look at the Ohangwena region, the Omsati region, the Oshana region, and as well as Kunene, Kunene, and then Karas and Kavango West, who have already surpassed 70% of total registration in terms of their population as compared to the eligible voters in their regions. So we are quite optimistic that with the involvement of the stakeholders and everybody on board, including the public, who have now joined the chorus and to assist the commission really into enticing and encouraging the public to go out and register to vote. We are still optimistic that we are going to reach our target.
What strategies, or is the ECN, implementing any strategies to increase voter registration within the regions and points with low participation?
What we have done or considered as a commission, because this is a process that we are closely monitoring, and we are in close contact with our stakeholders. So one of the strategies that we have initiated is to ensure that we establish additional registration points, and we are still open. We are open, and we encourage the stakeholders to identify areas or assist us in identifying areas or localities or even villages where they think that we have not been present, so that as we draw closer to the conclusion of this exercise, we can then redeploy resources that are available at our disposal in order to ensure that everybody has an access to register. On that note, We have also engaged our church leaders as well as the business community to really assist us in enticing the public also, as well as the members of the churches and their employers to go out and register. We have seen quite a positive response in terms of employers who are releasing their employees to go and register, and that is much commendable. As a commission, we really appreciate such efforts, and we would like to see it more happening, especially with our employers in the hospitality industry. I think that is where we are still lagging in terms of the encouragement to go out and register. You see, some of these hospitality industries or lodges in SA, they are located in areas where us as a commission cannot really say we have to deploy a team, because some of them are 5 or 6, some of them are less than 10. So if they can really assist, if they can't release their employees to go and register, then let them take their employees to the nearest registration points to register. But also, for those ones who with enough employees, they can always extend an invitation to the ECN and request us to go on their venues to go and register these people, so that they are also part of the democratic process. So we really appeal to the employers particularly to release their employees and encourage their employees to go out in numbers and register. We can only do as much if we collaborate with everybody.
Just lastly, Mr. Siluka, how is the ECN addressing, public concerns or even misconceptions about the registration process?
Well, you see, as I've indicated, this is a process that we as a commission are closely monitoring. So as we monitor it, we also evaluate where are we lagging, and we immediately address that. One such instance is that when we commenced with the general registration of voters on the 3rd of June, there were many complaints that our system was slow. The picture qualities were quite dull. And then we had challenges with our printers, and these are operational challenges that we had.
Right.
And as we expedite the process, we try to ensure that we adjust the qualities of the pictures, and also trying to mentor our staff members who were then employed and deployed on the temporary basis to assist us, to ensure that they understand the importance of the exercise. And if you look from when we started to where we are, there's quite a good improvement in terms of our staff attitudes towards the citizens who are going out to register. There's quite a good improvement in terms of speed, and we have also, in addition, deployed additional equipment, registration equipment. And if you go in some registration points, or most of our registration points, you'll find more than one registration kit, which makes the process quite faster in order to ensure that everybody is registered. In addition to that, we have also ensured that as we closely monitor, we also engage with our stakeholders, especially the political parties, to identify areas where they feel there's a need for us to redeploy teams in order for them to go and conduct the registration. And these are additional teams that we have now continuing to redeploy. Another initiative is that as we are drawing closer to the end of the registration period, we are also trying to see, okay, how can we redeploy the resources that we have to benefit everybody that has not been able to register. So as we are drawing closer, we're also looking into areas. Okay, for example, if at this specific registration point where I am, the queues are quite, and at other registration points the queues are still quite long, we take the equipment and other stuff to go and assist at the other registration point so that we can collectively expedite this process in order to ensure that at the end of the day, by the 1st of August, we have achieved our total target of registering the 1.6 million eligible Namibian voters as per the statistics from the Namibia Statistics Agency. And as a commission, we are quite and very much optimistic that we are going to reach that target.
Mr. Siluka, thank you so much for taking time out to speak to us this evening. Thank you for your time.
You are most welcome. Thank you.
That was Mr. David Siluka of the ECN giving us an update on how the general voters registration process is going. There's still time left until about the beginning of August. So if you haven't gone out to register as a voter yet, please do so.